Hi everyone, my name is Kauthar Olateju and my main campus is Brookhaven campus. And I've been at Dallas College, Brookhaven for almost 2 years now. And I'll be graduating this spring semester with my Associate of Science. And I plan on transferring to university to major in biology and with the hope to become a physician assistant afterward. And I'm super thrilled to be the student leader of the year for Brookhaven campus.
Hi everyone, I'm Jasmine Dellison and I'm Dallas College Cedar Valley Campus Student Leader of the Year.
My name's Hannah Spahn and I'm from the Dallas College Eastfield campus and I'm the Student Leader of the Year for Eastfield. I'm a political science and international relations major and I'm on my second semester.
Hello everyone, my name is Fatima Cruz. I am a student at El Centro campus. First off, I want to thank whoever nominated me for Student of the Year. I am very honored. I have worked so hard for this position and I just want to thank everyone for guiding me through this because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for everyone that helped me. I am currently a surgical technologist major and will be transferring to a 4-year to continue my education in neuroscience and eventually become a neurosurgeon.
Daniel Anderson. I am in my second year at Mountain View College, and I am currently working on my Associates of Arts.
Hi, my name is Ira Syed, and I am a biology major here at Northlake. My future goals as of right now would be to continue my education at the University of Texas at Dallas. I am beyond excited to be nominated for the Student Leader of the Year award and represent my home campus.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ferdinando Johnny Castro Gonzalez. I'm an international student from Caracas, Venezuela, majoring in exhibition and event management, and I'm the Student Leader of the Year for Richland campus. For the next academic year, I will be transferring to Columbia University so I can continue my education with a sustainable development career.
I became involved on campus when I attended the student organization fair. At the student organization fair in the fall of 2019, I joined an international club in Phi Theta Kappa, and I was able to gain leadership experience from there, and I was able to interact with other students, including international students, and I was able to be more open-minded by interacting with students from different backgrounds and from different walks of life.
I got involved on campus when I decided to join student government this year. I saw the ad on the Cedar Valley website and the officers were super welcoming and nice, and I was so excited to join.
I started by going to the Welcome Week at Eastfield and I saw that they had a lot of open club positions and I had nothing else to do because of COVID. So I decided to why not go ahead and try out for the student government position of secretary. And well, I won the election and I became the secretary and I immediately fell in love with the leadership that I had. And so when I got the chance to become the Region 2 secretary, I took it. And that's the pretty short story of how I became involved on my campus. And from that, I started working in other clubs and organizations and taking on pretty much every leadership role I could.
So I have always been a more timid and reserved individual. So becoming involved on campus kind of became a surprise to myself. I did not think I would find something to enjoy on campus, but eventually and thankfully I did. I started off as a member of a couple of student organizations. And first I became involved with Student Government Association, known as SGA. This organization just helps students, if they have questions, we could go to a more higher level, to administrators, even the president. So we are kind of like the messenger of students across administrators. And with the help of this organization and its leaders, my realm of student organizations kind of just opened up. And shortly after, I became involved in more clubs at the local, regional, and the state level. And just to name a few, a couple of these included the League of Latin United American Citizens, known as LULAC, and the Texas Junior College Student Government Association, known as TJC-SGA.
So my first time at the Mountain View campus was when I was in 7th grade. I actually attended a STEM program during the summer just to help me improve my math and improve science and just kind of get ahead a little bit. And that was the first time I started on the Mountain View campus. And it was actually a really great experience to not only get ahead in some subjects, but also just to kind of see what a college campus looked like. I felt like I heard a lot about college at that age, but it was really great to actually see what it looked like, interact with professors, and just kind of get a feel for the whole thing. I remember pretty vividly one time we had a speaker, and he was asking all of the students what college they wanted to attend when they were ready for that. And a lot of kids they Harvard or Yale or other big colleges, and then they came to me and they're like, and where do you want to go? And I just looked them in the eye. I was like, I want to go here. And I actually did. I graduated high school and I started up at Mountain View, and it was in a business communications class taught by Professor Kroll, which, by the way, he's an amazing professor. If you need a communication credit, please go to him. I took a class from him, and afterward he recommended me for the student ambassador program, and so I started that at the beginning of this year. So that has been my involvement in the campus, or that's where it started.
I became involved on campus by joining any organization that I felt passionate about. I wanted to join clubs that represented the ideal person I hoped to be. So I did some research online. I ended up reaching out to various staff members on campus about opportunities that I could take full advantage of.
Yes, the answer is a little bit more personal and serious than I think most students would. I was already involved thanks to MT Hickman with the Hospitality Exhibition and Event Management, but it was mostly just to explore further my major. But I became extremely active after I have special circumstances with my ex-partner. She has suicidal tendencies, and I remember that it happened in front of me. So that impacts me like deeply. And I spent the whole summer kind of like processing the information and kind of like feeling a little bit, I don't know if helpless, but I felt like I could have done something about it. So my way of acting based on what happened was on trying to do something for the communities I'm involved. So I remember that the next fall, what I did was I went straight to the club fair and I signed up for 11 organizations, and mostly to try to see which one could help me create or implement at the very least a better mental and emotional wellness program, which the opportunity came right away through SGA, which they gave me an opportunity to become the resolution committee chair for the whole region too. And through that, I started my involvement, and without noticing, it became kind of like my passion. I just dedicated all my time for Dallas College, trying to further or implement different events so I can distribute as much information as I could so I can better people's lives in one way or another, at least for those who are around me.
My leadership experience at Dallas College has been phenomenal. Like, if I didn't get involved in Dallas College and decided to sign up for a couple of leadership role, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to learn the importance of communication, and I've been able to know other students outside of my classrooms, like other students that I would not have imagined interacting with. So my experience has been very beneficial and it has impacted my life positively.
My leadership experience at Dallas College started when I was elected secretary at student government. And since then, I've been able to participate in so many other things regarding student government, such as region and state, where I got to participate on the awards committee, other student panels I got to do for the incoming freshmen, and student leader government activities. And also I got to participate in other clubs such as AASA.
It hasn't been easy. It's a lot of extra hours, feeling lonely because you can't be face to face with people, and it's a lot of hard work. but when you get to see that hard work pay off, like planning conferences and then people attending them and having fun, it has made every leadership experience and struggle and thing you've had to overcome so worth it that I wouldn't ever not want to be a leader.
My leadership experience has been both fun, interesting, and, crazy because of this pandemic. As mentioned in the previous question, I started off solely as a member of a couple of student organizations, and this happened for about a year, so 2 semesters into El Centro. And shortly after, I decided to run for officer positions. I I wanted to take on that role. I thought I was ready. So by my third semester at El Centro, I became the parliamentarian for both SGA and LULAC. And sadly, everyone graduated last year, and I was unsure of where I stood in these organizations because I was quite literally the only one left behind. So I took it upon myself to become the president for student government at El Centro. And then a couple of months after, I added on the role of treasurer for TJC SGA Region 2. And this all occurred within 2020-2021 academic school year. And as of now, I have taken on another position for 2021-2022 at the state level as vice president for TJC SGA. And will be continuing my role as president for El Centro SGA. And aside from being a student leader, I have also participated in hosting, leading, and organizing student-led events at the local, the district level, and also regionally.
So my leadership experience has been mainly with the Student Ambassador Group. I started earlier this year, and since then I have helped host some events, I've helped on some committees, helped plan some future things that we're going to do. And it's been just a really amazing experience to kind of get to know, get deeper into the student life at the college and become more involved in my campus. For a while, I just kind of attended as a student, and becoming a student ambassador was really great because I got to start seeing the back end of everything and actually meeting some of the people who are in charge and who are the people who are making the decisions for the campus and actually get to influence some of those decisions. It was a really eye-opening experience because I got to see so many of the things that you just never think of, you just kind of accept. And then actually getting to see, oh yeah, people have to make these decisions. There's committees where people meticulously go over these things and say, hey, what's going to be best for our students? So being able to not only see that, but also be a part of it has just been a really awesome experience.
I've led several meetings with clubs that are based outside the state of Texas. And along with this, I've managed to create a board of executives for a nationally recognized organization. These were definitely eye-opening roles as I delegated tasks, took the initiative to recruit a new committee, and chose the overall strategy for specific events for my organization.
But I have been Dallas College Advisory Board Council member, the TGSGA State Resolutions Committee Chair, the Texas Junior Colleges SGA Region 2 Vice President, Alpha Psi Phi Theta Kappa Chapter President, Student Green Team Chapter President, also the Philosophy Club President, Student Government Association Vice President, the Sustainable Age Student Journal Vice President, also the Marketing Chair and the Sponsorship Committee Co-Chair for the same student journal. I am also the Student Honor Organization Ambassador. I'm the Richland Campus Sustainability Ambassador, the Regional Center of Expertise Youth Network Dallas College Richland Campus Representative, Texas Regional Alliances of Campus Sustainability Program Community Co-Chair, Regional Center of Expertise Americas Administration Technical and Communication Committee member, the Regional Center of Expertise Americas Cooperation Outreach Liaison and RID Committee member, same organization, just in the Strategic Planning, Governance, and Policy Committee, also in the People Task Force for the same organization. I'm also the Community Liaison for the Hospitality Exhibition and Event Management. I'm the Public Relationship Manager for the Campus Activity Board on my campus. I've also been the Region 2 Resolution Committee Chair for the TG-SDA. I have been also the Richland Campus SDA Senator. I've been in the Planning Committee for the SDA DC7 Summit, a Street Team Student Ambassador, and the HIM Logistic Community Chair. And yeah, that's my experience with Dallas College and leadership positions.
Being involved in student organizations at Dallas College Brookhaven has helped me in several ways that I have not that would not have imagined. Like my freshman self wouldn't have imagined taking on leadership role and having that confidence to like speak in front of a lot of other peers and giving them advice or being as a mentor for them. So getting involved on campus has given me the opportunity to get to know other people and to get to know why they're different, and I've gone to like respect other people that are different from me and respect them as well.
Being involved on campus definitely has given me a lot more confidence. Being an introvert, it's so hard for me to have good communication skills, but I think in such a positive environment like student government and being a student leader, it is a natural connection you get with students and with other peers and advisors. So it's definitely strengthened my confidence.
Other than something being on my resume, I've gained a lot of skills from being a student leader. I haven't always been a very good public speaker, but I've forced myself to get out of my comfort zone and speak to people. So I have a new experience and skill set that I never thought I'd know. I also get to talk to a whole diverse community of new people. I get to see how what I do as a student can help, and I get to realize how important my voice is for the students who can't speak for themselves. I get to help people, learn about people, and just make decisions. And so I feel that I have a new perspective on life, and I just feel like a better person overall because of that.
So being involved has really helped me. It came at just the perfect time. When I started up at the beginning of this year, because of COVID, I was barely going out. All my classes were online. I had really very limited social interaction. And becoming involved was just really great because it allowed me to meet some of the students and really interact with other students that I'm going to school with, but I never really saw, and kind of get a deeper connection beyond just, names on a screen, which you kind of get used to seeing. So it was really awesome to see actually, interact with people and have something to do with my spare time, and also just serve the school, because I feel like Mountain View has given a lot to me, and it was really great to give something back and kind of assist with the school that has helped me so much.
I've learned how to grow as an individual through my involvement with campus clubs and organizations. Although my goals of attaining success, as I define it, may differ from other individuals, this experience has taught me to be more open-minded, willing to grow, and accept criticism.
Okay, so well, a lot. First and foremost, it helped me to, have a better awareness of my leadership style and improve my communication style like incredibly. I mean, I did knew how to speak English before I came to the United States, but my proficiency was not nearly as close as the one I'm here. I tend to be very talkative, and it was very frustrating that I was not able to explain or like make others visualize the vision of the organization. So it did put me in a position where I had to improve how I speak, how I connect with others. And through that, I started to understand better others' communities, others' cultures, and I started expanding my knowledge of the world, which at the end of the day, it does goes amazing with my major. I do hope that I'm able to provide good service for those around me, and the only way I can do that is if I know the needs of those next to me. So my experience to leadership positions here in Dallas College gave me exactly that, an opportunity to know different aspects of the world that I was not aware of, so I can continue building up into my knowledge. So later on, whenever I'm a professional in this, I can continue doing this through the legacy that Dallas College gave me. Beside that, it also showed me that I'm able to create meaningful content for anyone, even though I'm just a student. It cemented the idea that you do not have to have a specific title for you to have a meaningful impact whenever you go. All you have to be is somebody willing to do the action and willing to take the chances that you can actually make something, and the rest just kind of like fit into place.
I've definitely learned more about teamwork and being creative, especially in the state that we're in. We've had to create a lot more activities and projects that required online meetings and things like that. And so thinking outside the box and thinking of new ways we can help students and new ways we can grow as an organization has definitely been something that I've loved to do. And teamwork as well with creating those projects and deadlines and things like that. It's been wonderful to create bonds with my team.
Learned is, other than my social skills and public speaking, I've gotten a new sense of just people in general and how to connect with them and help them. From this, I actually learned that I love politics and political things. That's how I chose my major. And I also learned that I'm a very social person. I've always seen myself as quiet and to myself, but I realized that I can, in the right circumstances, be very leadershipy and just social when I want to be. I learned that I actually do like speaking in public, and I really like being a part of things and planning, which I never really thought I'd do. And I just have a new sense of confidence, and I've learned to trust myself more through this.
From being in an organization, I've learned a lot. I've learned the importance of teamwork. And when I joined PTK at first, when I was a leader, I thought like being friendly with everyone would be the way to go. But honestly, you just have to prioritize. So I feel like prioritization and being organized is the key to being a leader for an organization.
That leaders are not born, they are made. I have learned that working as a team is not always about you. It's about meeting the needs of the people like us, students, you are representing. Because, as a student leader, we represent the students, we don't represent ourselves, even though we are a student ourselves. So I have learned and seen firsthand the beauty of meeting other people with, different perspectives on, certain topics, and that it's important to be open-minded and willing to always listen, because sometimes we always get caught up in our own thoughts and we push off the thoughts and comments of everyone else. So it is very important to listen and be open-minded to these. But the ultimate lesson I learned is that every day is an opportunity to grow as a leader. The job is not meant to be easy. The blood, sweat, and tears put into it creates a stepping stone for those future leaders to come.
So some of the things I've learned, probably the biggest one is just to ask questions. I think a lot of times we get kind of nervous whenever we don't know something, and it seems like everyone else knows what they're doing, and a lot of times I felt really clueless. And I learned just to ask questions. I never received a negative response whenever. No one told me, oh, you shouldn't be asking that, you should know that already. Most of the time when you ask questions, people are glad to answer them. And you get the clarity that you need, and you get the information that you didn't have. And there's no shame in not knowing. So I've learned that. I've also learned to lean on the people around you, especially when, again, if you're new to something and you don't know what you're doing, it's really great to have people around you that you can lean on. And I think you should take advantage of that and rely on those people. I know when I hosted my first event as a student ambassador, I was so incredibly nervous, but it was so reassuring because I was working with another ambassador who had done this many, many times before. And I really leaned on her to kind of guide the event, and I just followed in her footsteps and learned. And now I know next time I will be able to do it I will be able to know what I'm doing more because I had someone that I could kind of follow and shadow and lean on. And lastly, I would say I learned not to be afraid to make mistakes. When I first started, I was just super nervous. I felt like every word that I was saying, someone, like, it would be the wrong thing and someone would yell at me. But then I just learned that making mistakes is part of it. I've made mistakes. I've been corrected, and that's just part of the learning experience. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just going to be part of it. And learning from those mistakes is a really big part.
I've learned how to grow as an individual through my involvement with campus clubs and organizations. Although my goals of attaining success, as I define it, may differ from other individuals, this experience has taught me to be more open-minded, willing to grow, and accept criticism.
Yes, I have learned a lot. First, well, communication is different than other type of at least the type of communication I was engaged. So I learned how to like better work on a environment of scholars, kind of like a more of office setting, I guess. My background is as a professional athlete, so the communication was different. We build up a camaraderie, if that's something in English, differently. We just kind of like get to know each other. We have to trust each other and so on to like really more physical aspect of training and just kind of like knowing our stories. In this case, it's different. The positions are different. The type of reliability is different, and it exposed me exactly to it. And like I learned how to be a better teamwork person. It also improved my knowledge of bureaucracy. Like sometimes for you to even have an event that it seems everything is good with it, you have to know where to go, the meaningfulness of knowing the right person so that that person can give you the right resources and information to make something happen. And even understand that regardless of you being an individual, you still are in a team setting. So if you are not in your best uh, yourself, you are not just affecting you, you're affecting the whole team. Um, and also the importance of being able to like impose somebody and letting yourself be imposed by somebody else.
COVID impacted my campus involvement, I'll say, in a positive way because it has given me more time to be flexible. So everything is virtual, so I'm able to like multitask at the same time. So I could be at a meeting and in class at the same time because I just have to log in. So it has been easier than in person. So I don't have to like drive down on campus to go for classes or go for a meeting. So I'll say it has allowed me to get more involved. So COVID has given me the opportunity to be heavily involved on campus.
Actually, I was an online student before COVID. So once COVID happened, I would watch a lot of YouTube videos where people would tell me about how they missed their campus so much and how a lot of things were changing and they weren't able to go to the clubs they wanted to go to. And it really resonated with me how much communication mattered and how much time I had in college. I wanted to spend it really involved with my school and with my campus and the things that were going on. So this is why I decided this year that I wanted to take action and truly be a part of my college in any way possible.
It hasn't. I've been homeschooled for pretty much all my life, so I'm used to being at home and being on my own schedule. When I first started college, it was very tempting to just be lazy and procrastinate and not get involved because I felt like it wouldn't matter. But I needed something to do, so I feel that COVID actually benefited me because had I been in person, I don't think I would have had all these opportunities to meet with people and have all this extra time that I would have spent driving places or taking a bus or walking or any of that. So I feel that in a way it benefited me because I never would have found these experiences. But in another way, it was at first very tempting to just do nothing.
As everyone could tell, COVID really took everyone by surprise. It just came and hit us out of nowhere. One day we were in person taking our classes, and the next we are just suddenly shifted into an online platform. So my campus involvement took a halt. I didn't know what to do because everything was closing. It was just kind of, like I said, took by surprise. I was not able to organize in-person events for my campus or volunteer as much as I did before the pandemic hit. But despite the shift, I was still actively involved, but this time through a computer screen. I use social media to my advantage. I use it to inform students of important dates and events coming up for Dallas College. So some of these included locations for food distribution, services for students that were affected by the winter storm, and just fun online events hosted by the campuses of Dallas College.
So weirdly enough, COVID actually increased my campus involvement, which I know is not the case for a lot of people. But since, and I know a lot of that is just the timing of everything that I started the program right when, or I started getting involved right when COVID was kind of happening. But it has really encouraged me to get involved in the campus. And because I haven't had as much going on in my personal life, this has been a really great opportunity for me to kind of work at the school and do stuff there. I think on one hand, obviously COVID has taken a lot from us, and not being able to do events in person and not being able to interact with people is really difficult. But it also has given us something, and I think that everything moving online has really increased accessibility. If you want to attend an event at the school, you don't have to drive over and take 2 or 3 hours out of the day. You can watch it on your phone while you're making dinner. If you want to hang out with your classmates, you don't have to make sure that, there's a time that everyone can meet up and find a place that's in between everybody. You can meet online. And not saying, obviously, COVID has been really difficult, but there are some upsides, and I've actually experienced quite a few of those.
Being involved within my community has allowed me to not only expand my social network, but also gain real life skills. To me, the organizations that I'm a part of are like a sister or a brotherhood that aspire me to be a good role model and leader.
Oh, it's kind of like a sad story. I mean, it affected. I think there's two sides of the coin. One, the negative one, which is it was in the all-time low, which is sad. But for the other way, they also created an opportunity of that it was not there before. That there was so much potential in this year when it comes to creating events, when it comes to like expanding like who you are and what you can do, that it was never placed in front of us. And some of us did went and run for those opportunities. In my case, individually speaking, I think it was amazing. An amazing year because I was able to do way more than I would normally be able to do because I didn't have to be moving around. I didn't have to be like dealing with different type of elements like booking venues and things like that. Like all I have to do really is just make sure that my internet is good and be sitting. I engage in so many leadership positions precisely because of it. And while others were kind of like shying away. And at the end of the day, it affected negatively because those who were motivated enough were the ones who were creating the events, but the events were basically being received just by those who already are motivated to be there to begin with. And the people who needed it were not there, and it was harder for us to reach out to them. So it created that dissonance, that kind of like two sides of the coin where like very few people are getting so much from this experience while the others are not. And no matter how much we try to like make this like side go to us, the venue or the technology is just not there. I mean, we cannot force anybody to go into their laptops and connect. But yeah, I feel like it was an amazing experience if you were willing or daring enough to challenge yourself to see that this, like, even though you cannot see how the outcome will be, it's likely to be a very good one if you're open to it.
If I were to give an advice to an incoming leader, I would say, or an incoming student to Brookhaven campus, I would say to get involved as soon as they step their foot in campus. Like they should not wait until maybe a semester, or they should not have the mindset of not getting involved at all. So that was what happened in my case. Like I waited till after a semester before getting involved, and I had the mindset of just taking my core classes and just transfer. So I would say they should get involved as much as they want, and they should just have fun and connect with other students to have the best experience of their college.
My advice would be to never let your experience never let your experience make you shy away from deserving to be a student leader. I definitely didn't know about Robert's rules or the correct way to do anything at first, but everyone's so warm and welcoming and happy to teach you and instruct you in the way that you should go. And it's really truly a fun experience.
Opportunities. You never know if you're going to like something until you try it, and nothing is going to be permanent. So just if you get the chance to do something new, try it out, because you may find that you found your future major or something you really love to do. So just try things, and every chance you get, take it.
Don't be afraid. That's the first thing, because at first I was afraid to, join a club because I probably didn't fit in, I wasn't enough. Maybe I didn't meet the expectations that we're expecting, but always be open and don't be afraid to try new things, because you meet so many new people in these organizations and they become your lifelong friends. Because with TJCSGA Region 2, I found so many amazing people, and they have helped me guide like my way through leadership, because as president I didn't know what I was doing either. So it's okay to be afraid. Everyone starts somewhere. No one is perfect. You're gonna always have people around you to help. So my biggest advice, yes, to go for it and don't be afraid.
This pandemic has restricted me from being able to meet my professors and classmates in person. However, some factors like being kind, lending an ear, and having an intrinsic motivation to succeed in making a small impact have all played a major role in driving me to far-reaching ones.
The advice I would give to new student leaders is just to go for it, honestly. Before I kind of started getting involved, I felt very self-conscious because when I looked at myself, I didn't see the leader that I think society kind of shows us. I don't know. When I think of a leader, I think of, that guy who knows exactly what he's doing, or gal, that person who knows exactly what they're doing all the time. They're just on top of things. They're telling people, you do this and you do that and you go do this. But in actuality, that isn't how it works. There isn't one type of leader. The right type of leader is however you want to go about it. If you are the type of person who is, like the commander in chief telling people what to do left and right, and you know what's going on, great, do that. If you're the type of person who wants to hear everyone's opinion first and then decide from the best from there, do that. Honestly, I would say find your leadership style, whatever that is. Personally, I have found my leadership style is the servant leadership, where I'm more concerned about what I can do for other people than what they can do for me. And that's what works for me. And that's when I kind of found out, oh, this is how I can go about it. That's what helped me become comfortable in a leadership environment. But you need to find what works for you, and don't be afraid to jump in. We need every different kind of leader. We need people who can yell orders, and we need people who can listen to everybody's opinion and then decide from there. Whatever it is, I would say just follow what your style is.
Okay. I remember one, have fun, even though it's a serious responsibility. Don't forget that part of this is because you're just learning how to do these things. That's one of the most beautiful aspects of being in a student-led organization. Um, I mean, be committed, be serious, but don't take yourself too serious, because at the end of the day, like, just enjoy the process, and that will spark some creativity thoughts on you that will improve the event that you're doing. Also remember that you are there to serve others. So even though you're getting many information and so on, don't work just for yourself. Remember that there are many people, like, they're gonna be depending on you, and you need to cater to their needs and not just to their needs, not just your needs. And also, don't abandon yourself, in a sense, like, don't let your surroundings uh, be like isolated to your reality. Like, if you need to take care of your emotions, do that. Pay attention to your family and friends. Don't let the roles be the ones who are directing your life, because at the end of the day, if you are affected negatively and you are not able to do your job, then there's no one who's going to be able to fill that position. People, again, are going to be depending on you, and you need to be in your best self. So take some time for yourself, take some time to just enjoy life, and everything else will fit into the place. I promise you that.
Excellent. That's really good advice, I should say.
Yeah, I try to keep it shorter than the previous one.
You
I like my
did.
answers better than the other ones. Like,
You think
my
so?
previous answer,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
like my previous answers were better. I was just kind of like, I need to make this short. I need to make this short.